Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This time we're going to be taking a look at a new release from Tom Ford from their private blend collection. And this one is called Costa Azzurra Acqua. And of course this one is a flanker to the original Costa Azzurra. We kind of knew this was coming at some point considering there was Aqua versions of some of their others like Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua and things like that. So we kind of had a feeling and we're hoping that this one would be coming at some point, and it did. So I'm a big fan of the original Costa Azzurra. It's the only blue bottle private blend fragrance that I own from them because it's the one that I like the most out of all of them. This one also has the best longevity when it comes to their other, again, blue bottled private blend fragrances. This one's my favorite out of those. So when I heard that Costa Azzurra Acqua was out, I was really excited to try it. I ended up scoring a 100 ml bottle that had about 80 mils in it for like $100. So that was a steal at that price. So I jumped on it right away. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and tell you how this one smells, how it performs when you can wear it, and also how it compares to the original Costa Azzurra. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it, so if that sounds interesting, let's go and get started. I also want to remind you that if you're watching my videos, make sure you've subscribed and also turned on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. So that way YouTube notifies you when I uploading 5 videos a week, so you don't want to miss out. So to break this down as simple as possible, I'm just going to go ahead and start off by comparing it with the original Costa Azzurra. So for those of you who are familiar with Costa Azzurra, you know that this has like a very musky, fresh and citrusy marine type of overall smell. Driftwood is the most prominent note in this one, and for those of you who don't know what driftwood smells like, it's basically like a musky, woody smell. That's something I had to look up. If you go watch my review on Costa Azzurra, I had no idea what driftwood smells like or smelled like, but it was the top rated note on Fragrantica, so I did some research, and it basically is this like musky, woody smell. That is the most prominent note in this one, and I really enjoy it. I really like that woody muskiness it has. It gives it a nice, slightly sweet undertone, and then there's also this salty marine type of smell. Also, overall, I'm just a huge fan of this one and how it smells. So with this one, what I've noticed is that driftwood note and that muskiness is tamed down, and instead this one is a bit more fresh and spicy. So while this one has a lot more depth, a little bit more of a musky sweetness, this one has a little bit of that, but it's a little bit more spicy. This one has cypress in the opening and also pine or pine needles, and that's really giving it the spicy and fresh smell. Driftwood is not listed in this one, and I really don't necessarily pick up on it. I still pick up on some sort of muskiness and woodiness, but I don't think it's from the driftwood. Like I said, in general, this one is just a little bit more fresh and spicy compared to this one, which is a little bit more musky and sweet. In terms of scent, I really enjoy both of them a lot. I can definitely see this one being more of like a sport version of this. So like I said earlier, this one's kind of musky and sweet. It's got a lot of depth and that aromatic type of smell. This one still is aromatic, but again, it's got more of a sporty freshness to it, a little bit more spicy and less of that musky driftwood. So I could almost see this being worn, just like I said, as more of a sport fragrance, more of a sport version of the original. It just freshened up a little bit more. I could see this one working better in really hot days. With this one, while I do think this is a great spring and summer scent, this may not be the best option for really hot days because it does have a lot of depth. It isn't your typical freshie that is, you know, mostly top notes and that works great. This one has a lot of depth to it. It's got, again, that muskiness about it to where it does work really well in the summer and spring, and it does smell like a great, you know, spring and summer fragrance. But in terms of wearing it in the really, really high heat, that's not something that I would want to do with this one. But with this one, on the other hand, this one would do great in really, really high temperatures like that. Again, it's just a little bit more fresh, a little bit more sporty, and it works great overall. One thing that was interesting about this one when I was testing it and wearing it on my skin, there was something about it that was giving me like the sunscreen smell or like suntan lotion type of smell. And I'm not really sure what it is. When I smell it from the bottle, I don't pick up on that at all, but there was something about when I was actually wearing it, I would catch whiffs of it and it would kind of confuse me at first because I'm like, I smell like a sunscreen smell, but it's winter, I'm not wearing sunscreen. And then I realized, oh, it must be from this fragrance because that's the only thing that I was wearing that could, you know, even resemble sunscreen or suntan lotion. So that is something that was kind of interesting about this scent. When I'm wearing the regular Costa Azzurra, I don't pick up on that at all, but there was something about this one when I was wearing it and catching whiffs of it. it was reminding me a little bit of suntan lotion or sunscreen. But like I said, smelling it from the bottle or like on paper or something like that, I don't get that. So I'm not really sure what exactly that is. It could just be my skin chemistry working with this. And I actually like it. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. It does really remind me of summer. When I was smelling it, it was really taking me back to the warmer weather. So definitely not a complaint. It's just something that I found interesting. Like I said, overall, trying to make it as simple as possible. I would just say that this is more of a sporty, fresh, and a little bit more spicy version of the original Costa Azzurra. I really enjoy both. I absolutely love both. They both smell great, and I'm glad that I do own both of them. I do think if you're a fan of Costa Azzurra, I do think it's worth checking out the Aqua version. If you're looking for something that's maybe a little bit more wearable in the high temperatures and you want something with a little bit more of a fresh kick, definitely go for this one. There's something about this one that's a little bit more refreshing, which is something I look for in a summer scent. This one doesn't refresh me quite as much just because it is a little bit more sweet, musky, and woody, but this one has more of a fresh pop to it that just works really good for that. So before we jump into performance on Costa Azzurra Acqua, I just want to hop in here and say if you haven't checked out my decanting course yet, go ahead and do that now. If you head on over to chaosfragrances.com or click the first link in the description, you can check it out there. There will be a pop-up box that comes up on the screen. If you enter your email, you can get a 20% off discount. It's already giving it to you at a cheaper price than what it already is. I go over everything in this course you need to know, from setting your prices to actually decanting to shipping, being able to do that, all of that from home without having to leave. I just cover everything you need to know up front so you don't have to fiddle around and make mistakes here and there and lose your money. You'll be able to build a collection without having to pay out of pocket. You just use the fragrances that you already own in order to continue buying more fragrances. And what's nice is once you get started doing this and you get the process going, it's easy to keep it going. So you can just wash, rinse, repeat, keep the process going, and just keep building up your collection for as long as you decide to do this. No one else is offering a course like this, so normally when you want to start doing something like this, you had to figure it out on your own. That's what I had to do, and like I said, made quite a few mistakes along the way, but once I really figured it out, I had great success. Again, you can see a screenshot of my sales within the first 3 months of me doing this, just to show you that this stuff does work. So again, check it out, link below. It'll be a great investment for you. Once you start selling, you'll be able to make the money back that you spent on the course in like 1 or 2 sales. So definitely worth it. If you're kind of interested in starting this, definitely go check it out, chaosfragrances.com, or click the link down below. So with that out of the way, let's go and jump into performance. So how does Costa Azzurra Acqua perform? Surprisingly, this actually performs good. That's something I was worried about, considering it is an Aqua version. I was expecting it to be watered down and not do as well, but this actually performs good on my skin. Longevity, I get about 6 to 7 hours consistently. Projection, on the other hand, it does sit a little bit closer to the skin. Not fully a skin scent, but it definitely doesn't push out that much, which does kind of suck, I guess, but it's not too bad. Typically, my concern is longevity, and like I said, 6 to 7 hours. I'm perfectly happy with that. It's on par with the regular Costa Azzurra, which, like I said, is the best performing out of all of the other blue Tom Ford private blend fragrances. So these two side by side, both are really solid. Again, I was expecting this one to be way worse, but it's actually really good. Talking about when you could wear this fragrance, definitely a sporty spring and summer fragrance. Again, it has more of a casual and fresh, spicy overall scent profile compared to the original. So you could wear this again for just about anything in the spring and summer. Daytime, I would say, with the original Costa Azzurra, it has a little bit more of that depth, a little bit more of that sweetness, to where I could see this being a good evening scent, like on a date or something like that. If you want something that's fresh but with some nice masculine depth to it as well, this would work great. But again, with this one on the other hand, a little bit more sporty, a little bit more fresh and uplifting and bright. So definitely more for the daytime casual. Maybe you're running errands during the day, you want to wear this. And if you have a dinner to go to or something, you can wear this one in the evening. Either way though, they are pretty interchangeable for the most part. Again, this is just kind of nitpicking and choosing which one could work best for each. But again, in all honesty, you could wear either of these for just about anything in the summer. Again, that's just kind of nitpicking stuff that us reviewers and people who are really into this stuff tend to do. But in general, both of these could be worn for just about anything in the spring and summer. So jumping into compliments, this one will be a solid compliment getter. Again, the original Costa Azzurra, that one does really nice in compliments. Again, it's this fresh scent, but with some character, with some depth. It's definitely not your typical fresh fragrance, your typical summer citrus fragrance. Definitely does have something different, something unique. And same thing with this one. It's just going to do just as well Has this nice uplifting summery overall scent. It's going to do great for you in compliments. Again, the only thing that may hold it back is the projection of it. Like I said, it's not the strongest projecting scent. Longevity, like I said, is okay, so in terms of it lasting throughout the day, that's going to do fine. But projection, on the other hand, is going to limit you when it comes to getting compliments. So if you're trying to get a bunch of compliments from this one, you're probably going to have to go heavier on the trigger, or just carry a decant and reapply every now and then to keep it fresh so it's projecting. But like I said, it'll do great overall as long as people can smell you. So overall, if I had to pick between these two, which one would I pick? And to be honest, I really can't pick. I really love them both. Again, this is one of those things where if you're a fan of the original Costa Azzurra, I definitely think it's worth you checking out this version of it, just because it's a more sporty version of this one. So you can't really go wrong with that, I don't think. If you're out there and you're choosing which one you want to get, if you don't own either of them, honestly, what I would say is just pick whichever one you can get at a better price. This one is newer, so in general, this is probably going to be more expensive. Like I said, I scored with picking up this for like $100. That's probably not going to happen that often. So I would say when it comes down to it, if you're looking to pick one up, just get whichever one you can get at a better price. They're both fantastic. If you end up liking one or the other a lot, then maybe you can consider getting the other one too. But they are, for the most part, pretty interchangeable, just with a few tweaks here and there. This one being a little bit more fresh, sporty. This one being a little bit more sweet, woody, musky. But for the most part, this still does have the original Costa Azzurra DNA. I would say about 90%. I don't really like putting numbers or percentages on scents like that, but if I had to do it, I would say about 90% the same, just with a few added tweaks here and there. But again, for me, that's enough to warrant me owning it, just because I like the scent overall. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. That is my review on Costa Azzurra Acqua. If you guys have tried this one, let me know what you think down below. Also, let me know what you think of Costa Azzurra in general, if you've tried it. Like I said, it's my favorite out of the fresher ones from Tom Ford Private Blend. Really great, unique stuff for summer, and it's one that I'm going to be wearing a lot. So that's going to do it for this review, guys. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.